My name is Danny, and I'd like to thank you for joining me in this mindfulness meditation training. And it really is just that, a training. Meditation can look passive, sitting all stoic and still, seemingly doing nothing. But as you'll see, it's pretty much the opposite of that. When we meditate, we are actively training our minds, developing insights and skills that can radically transform the way we experience everything in our lives. We all know what it's like to have an untrained mind. Have you ever experienced periods of anxiety or stress that seem to linger on for days or even weeks at a time? Do you find yourself becoming angry or frustrated easily and then carrying those feelings with you long after the frustrating event has passed? Or how about just feeling less than happy, even when things are about as good as they can get? The root cause of almost all of these problems is our untrained minds. More specifically, our untrained attention. You might disagree with that statement right now, and that's perfectly okay. My goal is to give you a glimpse of what it's like to have a trained mind, a focused attention, and then you can decide for yourself. The technique we're going to be working with is called mindfulness. Mindfulness is just a clear, non-judgmental, and undistracted attention to the present moment. But it's not just noticing what's happening around us, but more importantly, what's happening within us. Mindfulness allows us to gain insight into the fundamental nature of our minds. This is a critical first step in any mental training. Our brains don't come with an instruction manual, although that would be pretty cool. So in order to make any lasting changes, we have to deeply understand what's going on up there. The first fundamental truth of our minds is this: they are built to wander. According to neuroscientists at Harvard, our minds wander between 50 to 75% of our waking hours. Think about that for a moment. More than half of our entire waking lives spent lost in thought. This is a very clear and well-established scientific fact. Another well-established fact is this: a wandering mind is an unhappy mind. Now, meditation is not a quick fix to this problem. Our goal is to not temporarily alleviate anxiety or calm down our running minds, although these are two benefits you will likely experience. It is instead a long-term practice, one that can radically shift our perspective, challenge our inherent mindsets, and profoundly alter our moment-to-moment experience. Remember what I said earlier. The root cause of almost all of our problems is our untrained attention, and that is where we will start today. Before we begin our formal meditation exercise, I want to take a minute and talk about posture. I like to meditate in my desk chair. I keep my back nice and straight, and I try and let my muscles, particularly my jaw, my chest, and my stomach, be loose and open. It's possible to meditate laying down, but I really wouldn't recommend it if you're just starting off. It can become really easy to just fall asleep. So take a minute here and find your own meditation posture. You want to be relaxed but also alert. Nice straight back, muscles relaxed, letting the hands rest naturally on the legs or in the lap. Finding a little bit of balance in the way that you're sitting. Feeling support from the chair or couch or cushion, whatever it is underneath you. Once you find that sweet spot, I want you to bring forth an intention. Our intention for this meditation is fairly simple. We're working on training our attention. So our intention would be to cultivate a clear and steady attention. Cultivate a clear and steady attention. As you move forward through your meditation practice, intention will become very, very important. Right now, we're just cultivating a clear and steady attention. I want you to gently lower your eyes. You can close them completely or just gaze down at the floor, whatever's most comfortable for you. just bring your attention to your breath. For this exercise, it can be helpful to think of our attention as a ship. Out in the middle of the ocean, waves of distraction tossing us back and forth, forwards and back. Our wandering minds are so easily disrupted by distraction. And if we want to keep the ship of attention in one place, we have to drop anchor. Our breath is our anchor. So bring the full spotlight of your attention to the breath, feeling the entire breath as a singular motion. Feeling the air at the tip of the nose, in the throat. Feeling the rising and falling of the belly and the chest. The breath holds our attention steady, gives us something to return to. Feeling the breath come and go. Now I want you to pick a specific point of the breath. I like to work with the air at the tip of my nose, but you could work with the feeling of air at the back of your throat, or the gentle rising and falling of the belly or chest. It doesn't really matter which point you pick, just pick one. Now, this is the point that we will return to when we notice we've become lost in thought. So the basic instruction is to sit here, continue to breathe, feeling the breath completely, and try and notice as soon as you become lost in thought, whether it's a memory or a plan, thinking about the past or the future. Whatever it is, try and notice as soon as it happens, and then redirect your attention to the breath. A lot of times people think they can't meditate or that they failed because their mind is constantly wandering. It doesn't matter if you've been meditating for 50 years or 5 minutes. This happens to all of us. And when you notice it, it actually means you've succeeded in meditation, or you are actively meditating. Notice when the attention has become diffused or absorbed, and redirect it gently but deliberately to the breath. Try that for a bit. And if the sound of my voice pulls you out of a thought or memory, that's okay. Just gently redirect the attention to the breath. Every time we do this, noticing the attention is gone, and then gently bringing it back to the breath, it's like doing a mental push-up. It strengthens our muscles of concentration, focus. So keep going, feeling the breath as closely as you can, noticing when the attention has been drawn into a thought or memory, and gently redirecting the attention to the breath. This is the foundation of meditation. Keep going. Excellent job. Thanks for taking the time to improve the quality of your mind with me today. It's a really important thing that we don't do enough of.